Hey guys, here's a little 10 to 15 minute get moving, stretch and stuff video. So first move, reach back and high knee pull. All right, check this one out. I got somebody doing it with me here. You're gonna reach back, pull the knee, point the toes. Reach back, pull the knee, point the toes, and just keep firing through those things. Keep your back straight, and when you reach back as far as you can. Back, pull, boom. Here, there. And I don't even have a clock around me. I'll just kind of mix up the times on these. So now what we'll do is we do these, pick up just a little bit of speed on them, nothing too crazy. Point and then flex back. Reach, point, and flex back. Now you could also use this as a warm-up. I got Ann doing this with me. She's using it to warm up for a heavy deadlift. You could do this to warm up for your run or your core work. Keep on going. All right, second move here, hip hinge, just regular hip hinge. And I'll turn to the side so y'all can see. Feet are gonna be just inside the hips. Hands right there on the thighs, keep your back straight. Now focus on just keeping or setting your hips back as far as they can go. And then standing it up straight. Now the knees only bend here because I'm setting the hips back. So don't think about bending your knees and squatting down. Just think about pushing your butt back and lengthening out your spine. And by keeping the hands on the legs there, we'll keep some of the weight of the lower back supported. And you notice I'm going a little bit deeper now. You should feel a really good hamstring stretch. So now what we'll do, hands back, we'll turn this into a good morning. It's literally the same move. You'll just typically hear with hands back or any kind of weight loaded on these. It's called the good morning. Remember, the knees only bend because the hips go back. When you push it forward, squeeze your backside, squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Let's make these a little tougher. Arms overhead. I was gonna make this a 10-minute video. I'll get to screwing around, it'll be like an hour long. If I keep adding variations, hips back, hips forward. If this one feels like it's too much weight on your lower back, take it back to that hands down option. Let's go for one more good one. Okay, next one here, this is a good one, cat-cow. So you'll be on all fours. Now guys, when you're doing this, I'm even gonna turn sideways so I can watch myself on the phone. You got hands under shoulders, knees under hips. First, when you go cat, you're trying to round your spine like that. You're basically trying to make your spine look like a frowny face. Then you're gonna push your butt back and round your spine down. You're trying to make it look like a smiley face. And hold that for a few seconds here. Rounding up. Hold, hold, hold. And take it down. So you got cat up, stretching that back out. I really need to do these more. Cow. Now you can pick up just a little bit of speed on these, but be sure you still secure each hold for at least a solid couple seconds. You'll probably find the more reps you get, the further you'll be able to go. I feel like I'm getting a little higher and a little better on that cat. My cow could use some work. Cat. And cow. Let's get a couple more. That is a good move. All right, what I got on my list next here? All right, this is a good one here. Squat with the chest opener. Now we're gonna do these with the feet just a little bit outside the hips. It's also got a chest closer here. Now squat down, you got prayer hands. Now look here, I want you to squeeze your elbows together. Elbows are gonna stay together as long as they can. When you come up top and they separate, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So you're squatting down, squeeze your chest, squeeze your back. Squeeze your chest, squeeze your back. It's one of my favorite moves in the world. Down, back. Be sure to keep your good squat form. If you have trouble going all the way down, just get what you can and set a goal to be able to go down to that parallel squat. If I wanted to spike my heart rate a little bit, I can pick up some speed on this. And don't forget that squeeze on each end. So squeeze the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades. Squeeze, squeeze. Bam, boom. All right, enough of that one. What do we got now? Upward dog. Let me show you two different versions here. Now I could do this with my lower legs on the floor. I'm trying to put my shoulders in my back pocket and I'm pushing my hips to the floor. Second option here, so that option is just like this. Second option is to actually have those legs lifted and you're doing this number here. So start off on the knees there and you're just trying to arch up like so. So keep your feet pushing into the floor and you're basically trying to do a back bend in this position. And breathe, baby, breathe. If you decide you want to elevate that and make it a little tougher, take the toes and bring those legs up. And this is really the opposite of a downward dog. With my downward dog, my butt's high and my shoulders are low. With an upward dog, my shoulders are high and my butt's low. And if you're holding with the knees off the floor, that'll get pretty tiring pretty quickly. When you need to, set those legs down. And we won't hold this one too long. All right, let's rest that bad boy. I'll tell you what, while we're here, I didn't have this on the list, but let's pull back to a child's pose. So you're basically setting your butt back to your heels, chest to floor, and walking those hands out. Guys, I could split this up so many different ways. I could have knees in close. I could have knees out wide so I could get a little bit deeper. One cool variation on this, and check this one out. Walk your hands over to the side as far as you can without your butt coming forward. Hold it for a few seconds and then walk it over to the other side. You'll feel the best lat stretch you've ever felt in your life. All right, I'm gonna make that too easy. Let's see what we got now. We got Cossack squats. This is my second favorite squat behind just the regular old squat. So notice how I got a wide stance here. We'll start off by going to one side. And what we're gonna do here, look how I pick my toes up. And by picking my toes up, I heighten my hamstring stretch. I got a groin stretch and I got a hamstring stretch. I'm just gonna go side to side. This is a cool move because I'm working on my strength and flexibility. I don't like wimpy stretching. I don't like to waste my time. I like strong stretching. And at first you might not be able to go too far on these, but with practice, you'll get more range of motion. I don't like to make this the first move because I don't want to pull a groin. I want to make sure I'm a little warmed up before I do this. And just keep going side to side. I could pick up a little bit of speed here, but I still want to make sure I hold for at least a second when I get to the end. And you can keep the hands up, or you can support on the leg each time. You can touch down. I care more about what the legs are doing on these than about what the hands are doing. All right, let's take one to one side and just hold. Just as deep as you can sit into that squat. Make sure this knee doesn't come too far forward or go in or go out. So that guy should just be tracking over the toes. And all this and the back of the leg should be on fire. Switch. Good move, good move, good move. So your Cossack squats. All right, let's rifle through this list here. Got a few more to go. All right. Knee rocker. Now, if you're not used to being down on your knee like this, you might have to get a towel or something to go up underneath or a second mat. And it always takes me one or two on this to find where I want my range to be. Now, first off, rocking forward, I should feel a really good hip stretch here. Now, when I rock back, I'm going to pull my toes up. You can even grab those toes if you can reach them. Forward and back. You just keep on rocking. Hold, hip stretch, hamstring stretch. So keep yours going. And as you can see here, I've got to set up with this leg just a little bit outside of a 90-degree bend. I have a little bit trouble getting back here, so I got to set this guy a little out front. Good hip stretch, good rock back. You can do it with or without that toe grab. I could go super slow. I could pick up a little bit of speed, but I want to make sure I hold for at least 1 second here, 1 second there. Hips, hamstrings. Bam, and boom. All right, we'll switch legs. No rush getting there. Hip stretch, hamstrings. And when you go back, you can just either keep your hands forward here, or you can take them back behind you, just to make sure you're keeping that balance. This will be this hip, this hamstring. Optional toe grab if you want it. Forward and back. There to there. All right, moving forward, we got, let's see, we'll actually stay down for this bad boy. Could have told you that, huh? Toe touch, hip raise. Now when you're doing your toe touch here, you want to flex your feet. That means pull your toes back so you're not pointing, you're flexing. Keep your legs straight or it doesn't count, okay? You're gonna dive forward, hands go back, and push your hips up. So hamstring stretch, and boom. And guys, when you're doing this hamstring stretch, you can choose to keep your back straight, or you can round your back. My two rules with rounding the back: it's okay if you're warmed up and if you're sitting down. So, because of course if I keep my back straight, I can't go down as far because I'm not the most flexible. If you want to round that, it's okay because we're warmed up and we're seated. You don't want to round your back if you're doing your standing exercises, especially with weights, you know, dumbbell bent over rows. Definitely don't round your back. And same thing as with the rest of them. I can pick up a little bit of speed, but I want to make sure I hold for at least a second on each end. And you've always got to be careful doing these bouncing stretches. You don't want to do too forceful of a bounce. All right, next time down, let's hold this hamstring stretch. And typically my standard for this is with the legs straight, you should be able to at least grab the toes. So I'm not gonna ask you guys to touch your nose to your knees. If you can, great. My big standard on this, a big goal to reach, with the legs straight, you should be able to grab the top of the shoes like that. All right, moving on, getting there. Side reaches, this is an easy one here. Pretty wide stance, toes can face forward or they can turn out. You're just gonna do a side bend. So this hand is reaching down as far as you can, and this hand is reaching over. And you should feel the best stretch ever all through that side. Hold that for a few seconds, and then you switch when you wanna switch. And just breathe and work. Easy side bends. And if everything feels good here, really go for it on that reach. Lean, lean, lean. And don't forget about reaching this one down too. You're trying to take as much force slowly away from that one side as you can. So don't just think about reaching this arm, reach this arm. I can pick up a little bit of speed on here. And this could really be a couple different types of workouts. You could go smooth and steady just to get the blood flowing. You could do a few slow reps, then pick up speed for the remainder of your set and get a little cardio kick out of it. Now take it to one side and just hold. Really work it down. See how far you can reach those suckers. This is a great warm up for burpees, just saying. You don't have to do burpees. Unless you screw up your deadlifts. Keep reaching, keep reaching. Oh man, what do we got here? Standing figure 4 hip stretch. Now, if you need to find something to grab onto, just make sure it's something stable. So if I had a couch, chair, or something right here, I'd do that. Now, first off, you're gonna try to get the foot up above the knee, and just using the strength of your leg, don't push against this, just using the strength of your leg, see how far you can roll that guy out, okay? So this is your starting point. I want you to gently hinge your hips back, and I just got the hands up out of the way here. Wherever you feel the, most balance with them. And I'm just freely moving, I hope so you can see. I'm doing really that same hip hinge we did earlier, right? I'm just holding that hip stretch with it. Down and up. Going back. And obviously this is a good move to work on your balance. So we're multitasking here. We're working our balance, we're getting stronger. And we're working out some tightness in those hips. All right, let's take this one down for a long hold. And this is, as far as degree of difficulty, this is the toughest one on the list, so don't let this one frustrate you. You might just be able to hold it for like 1 second to start. All right, slowly switch, then I'll add one. So crossing it over. And also I should point out, I like to flex the foot on these. There, and you're just freely moving back and forth with that hip hinge. Hip hinge back, hip hinge forward. And we'll keep this video for the first 30 days. And I'll still keep it saved. But for the second month and third month, I'll hit it with something a little different just so we don't get bored through the whole process. All right, take this one down and hold. Whoa, I lost it. Then we'll do an easy one that I don't have on the list, but I've already added 1 or 2 things, so I might as well keep this up. All right, sway and wrap. This makes sense anytime. Feet pretty wide. Let all your tension in your arms go. Just shake those arms loose. Make sure you're not gonna hit anything. I was about to hit this barbell, so I'm gonna scoot up a little bit. You're just gonna sway and wrap. Let those arms go, guys. Your arms should be just wrapping around your body like you're a tetherball pole. Wrap, wrap. Notice how I'm even spinning on that back foot, and just let all that tension go. So there shouldn't be anything forced about this. This should feel pretty free, pretty cool. Wrap, sway. So that's a good daily get moving thing for you. Remember, our whole thing is no days off. So at bare minimum, this will give you a little short something to do. And I kept it under 20 minutes.